Today I'm talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 5 episode 1 premiere. It really wasn't that much. It was just basically about the kids and Teresa and her brother. But anyway, it starts off with them kind of looking at the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, and they all going back to their second homes and seeing the damages or whatever. So Jackie said she really didn't have much damage. She only had some trees knocked down. Kathy, her second home was destroyed. It was the Beach Shore house. Melissa's second home was damaged. But Joe was just like, we could rebuild. Teresa's second home was damaged. Her husband was fixing on the house as she was walking through the house. So, yeah. So then she tells us how her and her brother haven't talked in a year and a half since, like, I guess the reunion show or whatever, probably before the reunion show. So yeah, they haven't talked. Her and Melissa's not cool. They showed, like, when Melissa said that she was moving because of Teresa and her kids or whatever. So that was that. Then they showed Teresa and her kids. They were packing. Them damn kids still bad, still off the damn chain. But they were packing up some stuff to give to the less fortunate victims of Hurricane Sandy. So, which I thought that was nice. But them kids still bad as shit and still need to get punched in their damn mouth. I mean, just not even in the mouth. Punch them damn kids in the throat. Just so they could just grab some wind and shut the fuck up. Like that Gia, not feeling her. Um. I'm just so from the old school where I think a kid still should get fucked up. Just period. Like, not like beat down, but I think every child that be bad should get an ass whooping. Just saying. So yeah, they doing all that. Then they go to Jackie and her family, and she just basically dealing with her son that was diagnosed with autism last year. So yeah, they was dealing with his communication and just being a little normal family. They was excited, um, about the little baby. I guess he said iPod or something like that, iPad, and they was excited about that because they felt like that was a new word for him. Melissa and Joe, they in the house and they getting their boys together or whatever. No, he said they just in the house, and Joe said he was going out with his boys, and she immediately said no. But when Joe was in the confessionals, he was trying to spin it like, oh, Melissa's just scared or whatever. But they never gave a reason of why she said no, that he couldn't go out with his boys. So if y'all know why he couldn't go out with his boys, leave it down in the comments, because I wasn't understanding that editing whatsoever. Um, then they find she brings up a letter that Antonia wrote at school for homework or whatever, and she wrote to Melania, Teresa's daughter, and she was telling her that she's in second grade and how what she's cheerleading and then dance and all that. She wants to know what she was doing, so because she misses her cousin. She haven't seen her in a year and a half, so she misses her cousin. So they talk about that. Then they talk about, I think they mailed it to her. She was talking about mailing it to her. So that was cool. This putting kids in the middle shit, I wasn't really too keen with, but I do understand Melissa's thing. Like, the way Teresa and her kids talk, I understand why Melissa is the way she is, where she don't want her kids over there. They might say some stuff about Melissa that she doesn't want them to hear, whether it's true or not. So I do understand that. Um, Kathy and her mom and her sister, they talking, and yeah, they was talking, and they was talking about first they was talking about Rosie Love Life and where she can go meet girls and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, Rosie did look cute in the confessionals, but that outfit she had on when they was eating dinner, I was like, what the hell do she got on? Like, not feeling the hair, the scarf, the nope. But yeah, they start talking about the beef with Teresa. They were talking to their mom. They was talking about how they was asking their mom, like, how do you speak up for yourself with all that confrontation. Rosie is just like, fuck it. You say what you gotta say and don't let that shit build up or whatever. And I agree with that because Kathy is just so non-confrontational that she waits until the reunion show to say what she gotta say. No. Nip that shit in the bud right then and there. Save a lot of damn problems. But yeah, I wasn't caring about them. Whatever. I just feel like Kathy's very boring, and Rosie is her storyline. I'm just saying. Teresa gets the letter from Melania. She was like, "Oh, what is that?" You knew what it was because you got the mail out the mailbox. Shut up. But anyway, she gives Melania. I could be having to get these kids' names right. She gives Melania the letter from Antonia. Melania reads it. She's excited that her cousin sent her a letter, that she really misses her cousin. The damn Gia punch her first in the throat. Then when she grabbed her throat, hit her in the face. I don't know. I just don't like her. This little girl need an ass whooping. She butts in. This little girl Melania is so excited. And Gia butts in about the little girl not inviting her to her birthday party. Girl, shut up. The little girl didn't have nothing to do with them damn invitations. That was her mama just didn't invite y'all, so blame the mama, not that little girl. But yeah, I'm done with Gia. First episode, and I'm done with Gia. So they start talking. She was happy or whatever. They asked, can they call? No, she at first asked her, can she write her back? And her mom was like, well, no, let's send her a letter. Let's call her and ask her, does she want to do a play date? Teresa. I can't stand Teresa. I'm just letting y'all know now. I don't like Teresa because she keeps this shit going with her kids. She's in the confessionals talking about Melissa. This is Melissa's way of saying she's sorry through the kids. And I'm sitting there like, did I miss some shit? Because that's not what happened. Like, girl, boo. Like, Melissa just don't want the kids being in the mix of this shit. And she's trying to fix shit with her husband. She don't want her to be tripping with her husband, keeping this shit going with these kids. He misses his nieces and nephews. So, Teresa's just... When it comes to Melissa, I think she's just jealous. Just period. I just really think she's jealous of her. I don't know what she got to be jealous of, but I do think I think she's jealous because they were so close, and all of a sudden he's with somebody, and he has to spend his time with somebody else. And I really agree when Caroline said that. Jackie and Caroline meet up, and they want to know, no, before that happened, it was going back and forth. Caroline, I guess, moved into the same city with her kids. She was downsizing because the kid's not there. The daughter, I think, is there, so they downsized. And Melissa and Joe came over, and they were saying that she wanted to be closer to the kids, and she was like, oh, no, that's stupid. No, I don't. But yeah, you do. She wants them boys back in her house so bad. Everybody knows it. But yeah, so they going back and forth because Melissa and them is at her house. Teresa and her husband Joe is at dinner, and they going back and forth through text messages, trying to figure out who gonna get the kids, where they gonna get the kids, all that kind of stuff. I agree with Melissa when she said, no, my daughter couldn't come to your house. Let's meet, neutral grounds for these little girls. Why do I have to come to the house? Like, we not cool like that. So I did agree with that. The next thing, no, Caroline felt like she was uneasy. So Melissa saw that she was uneasy, and she was like, okay, we're going to wrap this up. And they ended up leaving. So next, Carolyn went to Jackie's house. Jackie's over Teresa. She don't give two shits about Teresa. She don't care about these beef between these two families. But they talk about them anyway, like usual. Caroline says she wants to talk to Joe because she feel like Joe's in the middle. That's not your place, Caroline. First of all, we'll get to that. But that's not your place, Caroline. Teresa and Gia, they go shopping. That's another reason why I don't like Gia. Well, I can't even say, Gia smart-mouthed it, but this is not all Gia fault this time. They go shopping for this little girl, and she comes out with this little blue skirt, and I was just like, didn't you say she was 11, not 13, 14. I wouldn't even let my daughter put that shit on at 13 or 14. But this little girl was just like, Mom, be quiet. Mom, did. She would have got punched. Like, drugged through the store and she would have drugged through the store right out the exit. Like, girl. Teresa need a backbone when it comes to this little girl. Then I guess Teresa gets a text message from Melissa saying where they're gonna go, what time, yada yada yada. Gia's like, what? And Teresa was like, well, I think I should be a part of this. Gia had something to say. Teresa was like, do you think I should be there? Why are you asking your 11-year-old advice on this situation? I don't get it. Like, who's the parent? I don't know. I don't know if there's any parents in this house because both of they ass is airheads. The daddy and the mama, the kids, just house full of fucking airheads. But yeah, then Gia texts Melissa back with her mom's phone. She didn't snatch her phone back. She was like, let me see what you pushed before she pushed send. Gia read her what she wrote and pushed send without approval from her mama. Like, I was just like, are you serious? Like, how old is this little fucking girl? But anyway, the next scene was Teresa. She eating breakfast with her girls. They getting ready to go to the play date with Melania and Melissa, and they say that they're gonna go do jewelry. And Teresa had a little smart ass comment about that, about them even going to do jewelry. I'm like, oh my god, at least she doing something girly with these girls. Like, what was she supposed to take them? Then they show Melissa, she's getting ready to take her daughter, and Joe brings up how Caroline called and how she wants to speak to Joe or whatever. Melissa kind of felt uneasy, and I would have been too, because she was like, why does she want to speak to my husband? This is not her place, all this kind of stuff. So, that was it. Don't do it. So then, they all meet up at the jewelry store. The little girl's excited they see each other. Melissa and Teresa give each other these fake ass hugs and kisses. Hello, knowing they didn't want to hug each other. My thing was, why did y'all hug each other out? Maybe because it's that they tradition that they have to. But bitch, if you don't like each other, you just don't like each other, and y'all there for the kids, and that's it. Period. I wouldn't have hugged you, kissed you, nothing. Hello. That's all you would have got. But yeah, so they sitting there. Teresa was sitting there throwing little jabs. Every time Melissa was trying to play with the girls. And I understand the little girls were just trying to put any color on the thing. But at least Melissa was playing with the girls instead of on her text and texting on her phone like Teresa was doing. Then she was like, let them be kids, let them be them. And I'm sitting there like, you just trying to throw jabs at this girl. Then she brings up when is I guess Melania or one of the kids communion. So she was like, May the 11th. She was like, oh, that's what my daughter thing is. And they go back and forth with that. And Melissa was just like, okay, it is what it is. And she was like, well, for my parents, I don't want my parents to have to figure out who they're going to or have to choose. I can understand that. But then she said, well, I'll change my date to be the bigger person. I was cool with her saying she'll change her date until she said that to be the bigger person. I was like, okay, where that comment have to come from? Like, you gonna change your date? Y'all fixed it. Okay, whatever. So then after that, Melissa couldn't get out of there fast enough. They kissed goodbye. The little girls want to cry because they had to depart. And I'm just like, oh god, poor little kids. They just drug in the middle of this shit, and it's just ridiculous. And they need to fix it. It's petty and it's stupid, but you kind of understand, like, a person don't want to keep going through that shit. Like, how long do Melissa supposed to go through little comments from Teresa? Like, I wouldn't want to go through that shit either. Caroline and Joe talk. I wasn't feeling this talk because she was like, oh, I feel like you're in the middle and I'm here for you and yada yada yada. And I'm like, that ain't your damn business. This is their business. And why are you talking about you gonna go talk to Teresa when you were just fighting with Teresa at the reunion show? When you guys be friends where y'all can hold a conversation about her brother? I don't get it. But yeah, I wasn't feeling they little talk. So then they go back and forth with they kind of show Melissa and them again, and Teresa or whatever. So the ending of it was Caroline and Joe. She was telling him how she's gonna talk to Teresa and all this stuff, and I'm just like whatever. He say how he's so hurt and all that. Then they showed like the previews of it, and apparently they back cool. I mean, they get back cool because they showed them having fun together until that little, I think it was Gia, was playing on the stripper pole in the party bus, and she said something about I'm gonna be Melissa or this is Melissa, and I'm like, you could tell when parents is talking in front of kids. Right. So now who y'all blame this time? Because everybody last season kept blaming Melissa, and they was all on Teresa's side. But I'm like, this shows that Teresa talks in front of her kids. This shows that Teresa is always got something to say. It shows that she's jealous of Melissa. Like, but I do feel like both of them is immature and need to fix this shit. Both of them have weird, different versions of this shit, and I'll just be like, poor Joe. Just poor Joe. Anyway, that was my review for Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 5, Episode 1 premiere. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Keek. I go by The Ghetto View on everything I do, THA, not THE. Except my Instagram is MissNika69, MIZZNEKA69. Talk to me, I'll talk back. Alright, peace.